Is this good? Is this all right by you?
You are fine. I am here with Anthony Katz.
Anthony.
Who is, well, that's what the thing says.
Oh, son of a gun.
It says Anthony.
Son of a gun.
I always say, now, I'm sorry,
What?
That's what the badge says, so CPAC is never wrong, as you know.
That's not true at all. That's not true at all.
And
to say CPAC is never wrong, how do you explain Ron Paul winning all of those straw polls?
Well, you bust in your people, they show up and vote. But anyways, you've been broadcasting out of Indianapolis, I believe.
That is correct. The last 4 years. Indianapolis, Indiana, 93.1 FM WIBC. 2 shows a day.
2 shows a day.
I do 6 to 9 in mornings, and I do middays, 11 to 1.
So you are a very busy person. I understand you're going to be a very busy person here.
Yeah, listen, this is fun. This is where it's happening. We got a lot of people to talk to and things to dig in on, and people have to just start accepting the fact that the heartland is no longer that flyover the country. We are the country, and then there's that little stuff on the fringes. That's what's going on. We dominate the debate. We dominate the political landscape. If you take a look at the power positions, they're all people who are from the Midwest. We're changing how business views things. They're not going to the coast. Foxconn went to Wisconsin. Amazon HQ2 is coming to Indy, whether they like it or not. And so it's a change of focus in America, and rightfully so. And if 2016 proves it, right? You take a look at those 5 states, Indiana, Wisconsin, Michigan, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. Those states made President Trump President Trump. Well, those states aren't interested in what the fringes of the country are interested in.
And the fringes of the country being MSNBC, CNN, and
San Francisco. That's correct. And San Francisco. That's right.
Yes, the city by the bay, which could use a deep, its symbol should be bleach these days.
You know how do
you have a city that needs bleach? I mean,
that is no joke. They're having problems keeping it clean. There are people who own and run hotels who their customers say the hotel was great, everything was wonderful, but when you walked outside, you wanted to run away. They can't help themselves. Liberal policies really do lead to problems. This whole good intention thing, not as good as good policy.
I mean, they need an episode. They need to have a Monk special where Adrian Monk moves out of the city because he can't walk through it anymore. I mean, that's how bad it is.
That's a TBS Monk reference or a USA Monk reference.
Well, that's because I'm an old gray-haired man.
Anthony Shalhoub for the win.
Yeah, Tony Shalhoub. One of the
but I called him Anthony because.
Yes, you did because of that. Now, I want to ask you the questions that I've asked everybody here.
All right.
Okay,
10
Trump.
seconds or less.
Trump year 1, thumbs up, down, or
Oh, it's a thumb up. It's a thumb up. Way better than you could have expected. Far more conservative than you would have believed. He's not a conservative, but far more conservative than you would have believed. Definitely a thumb up.
All right. Thing you were happiest with, thing you were unhappiest with most with the president?
Reduction of regulation is where I'm happiest. Absolutely, positively, reduction of regulation. Where I'm not happiest, too many tweets. Listen, I don't mind learning about your psyche, but I don't like anything that leads to self-inflicted wounds. And eventually, it's too many tweets that go that way. It's like an MMA fighter who takes a leg kick. The first leg kick doesn't hurt you, nor does the second leg kick. It's the accumulation of leg kicks that takes a guy down. And I don't like self-inflicted wounds at all.
All right. 2018, GOP one seat advantage in the Senate, but a great electoral map for them. They need to defend 25 seats in the House. What are the odds that they keep the House and Senate?
Right now, I would say it's 80% to both. It's 80% to both. They keep the House and the Senate right now. Don't quote me. Tomorrow, totally new odds.
All right. What can President Trump do to make that happen, to give them the win?
To give them the win?
What can he do to help the Republicans over the finish line in 2018?
So that's a solid question.
I would hope so.
Certainly not caving on the Second Amendment. That will not help at all. There are certainly some more conversations with regulations and economics. If you can make a difference to small business owners in how they deal with less paperwork and can engage more profit opportunities to therefore hire more people, that would be a win as well.
Now
last question. My goodness.
This is my last question. How did you know that? Now, there's been a lot of talk about a possible deal, DACA for the wall.
Turkey Club. Bacon. That's my go-to.
If we actually had a deal where we got a wall, not a theoretical wall, not a wall in 5 years, would you consent to a deal where we get the wall, the DACA kids are legalized?
is legalized given citizenship? Because
I would imagine you'd have to apply for citizenship like anyone else.
Okay, I don't believe in given citizenship. I don't believe you should be allowed to profit off the crimes of your parents. But I'm not in favor of deportation. Never have been. I think it's a maddening, foolhardy idea. It's the idea of fancy and not the idea of good, smart, valuable, worthwhile policy.
And if people want to find you, where can they find you online and on air?
WIBC.com, TonyKatz.com, K-A-T-Z, at Tony Katz on Twitter, Tony Katz Radio on Facebook, Tony Katz on Instagram, and of course, late at night in the Tech Guy's living room.
Tony Katz, thank you so much for your time, and I hope you have a very successful CPAC.
Thank you.